Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite go-to recipe ideas. It is easy Southwest black bean burgers. Sorry. These are so great because you literally dump a bunch of ingredients into a bowl, form them into patties, and put them on the frying pan. So the first step is you want to take 2 cans of black beans, about 15-ounce cans. You want to drain them and rinse them, and then do what I did, which is let them soak. So these have been sitting overnight. Drain them off. Give them another rinse. Get that extra little bit of starch off. Some people have a really hard time tolerating beans. Soaking them, whether it's 20 minutes, overnight, a couple of days, as long as you have, the better off you will be in digesting those beans. And let those sit. Let that little bit of excess water drain off. In the meantime, take 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and add it to 1/3 cup of water. Give that a little stir. Now what this is doing is we're creating our binder or an egg replacer. You usually want to let it sit for about 3 minutes or so. Now that these have drained off, we'll transfer them over to a mixing bowl. At this point, you want to grab either a potato masher or a large fork and give them a nice little rough mash. You don't want to completely pulverize these beans, you just want to smash them so that it looks something like this. All right, next we just start dumping into the bowl, starting with our spices. 4 teaspoons of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne going in. We have oregano and cumin. I have 4 teaspoons of onion powder, we have some garlic powder, a little bit of sugar, and some salt. I add that sugar because it helps to round out the flavors and bring out the flavors in our next ingredient, which is 1 cup of corn. Now I like to keep things simple, so I just use some frozen corn and let it thaw on the counter for a little while. If you're short on time, you can always stick it in the microwave to get it thawed. I want to get this nice and mixed together. Now we're going to add our last 2 ingredients, which is our ground flaxseed mixture and 1 cup of brown rice. Now this is brown rice that has been cooked and mostly cooled. You don't want it to be hot. You just want to gently stir it together. You don't want that brown rice to get really mushy in there, so just give it a nice toss until everything is mixed together. Now here's one of the bonuses to making plant-based food. You can taste it before you cook it to make sure it tastes all right. Fantastic. Got enough salt. I think we're good to go. Next step, we want to heat up our pan. I'm going to add just a thin layer of olive oil here. Even though my pan is pre-seasoned, the oil adds a nice little texture to those burgers, a little bit of a crispiness. All right, we're going to let this warm up. Let's actually do, it's about medium-high heat, maybe a little bit closer to the medium. Okay, let's make our burgers. I like to smooth over the top so that I can nicely divide this into 6 different patties. You can always make them smaller or larger according to what you want. So delicious. Okay, got a little guy in there. These patties are also nice for cookouts. If you're barbecuing, you just want to cook them ahead of time and then just reheat them on the barbecue so that they don't fall apart. And our last one, look at that, all 6 fit in here. This is a 14-inch pan. Definitely don't want to get in a hurry here. You want to let these work their magic. Toppings, I keep it pretty basic. These burgers are really flavorful, so they don't need much. I like to do a nice light crispy lettuce, like bib lettuce like I have here. Iceberg also works, and so does romaine. Take a nice ripe tomato. Nice sharp serrated knife does the trick nicely here. Huge fan of tomatoes. Lastly, avocado. Avocado is a fantastic topping for these black bean burgers. I think I'll wait until the very last minute to get that avocado out of the skin so that it doesn't start turning brown. Ooh, this is a stubborn pit. There we go. Got it. Okay. I let this sit face down so that it doesn't turn brown. Let's go flip those burgers. All right, cast iron skillet, did you do the job? Yes, you did. You definitely want to look for that brown once you flip it over. That means that it's got a nice texture on the outside and it was ready to be flipped. Now, the last thing we need to talk about, buns. I always look for really soft whole grain buns just like these. You can usually find them in places like Whole Foods, but usually almost any grocery store has whole wheat buns at this point. You can just stick with the buns as is, or you can toast them. Toasting definitely is the way to go. I highly recommend it. Now, I'll admit, if we have company coming over, I'll do a little extra something with these buns. I'll add some non-dairy butter, like some Earth Balance, before I toast them. It just adds a little bit of a richness, makes them really feel special, but it's not necessary to make these good because that avocado adds a nice creaminess too. So to be able to tell if they're done, you really want to feel a little bit of a firmness. If it feels like they're really soft still, you can put them right back in for a couple more minutes and let them firm up a little bit. Squish them together just like this. So we have beautiful, perfect patties. Looks like it might be about ready. Let's see if we've got a winner this time. Yes, this one held together really nicely when I picked it up. That means it is good to go. Let's grab a plate. All right. Yes, this one is definitely ready to go. It held its shape really nicely. All right, the fire is turned off. At this point, we just want to give these a light toast. So we just set them in there nice and lightly. Just let them be for a moment. Okay, I actually like to toast both sides. There we go, they're nice and warm. It's just a really light toasting that we're doing here. Make sure it's nice and toasty warm. It really makes a big difference. Okay, take our nice toasted bun. Now we're gonna start building some toppings on either side of the bun, and then we'll add the patty last. Ketchup is always a good idea, right? Next, let's do a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of tomato. Take our avocado, a couple slices right onto the bun. Our bun is prepped. Final step, get our burger patty. Put those right on top of the tomatoes. I do have to say one thing I like to add anytime avocado is involved is a little bit of salt. So I'll take a little bit of salt, add that to the avocado. It's right on top, just like this. Look at that. I mean, come on. Isn't that amazing looking? So gorgeous. We have our tomato, lettuce, the little specks of corn, and the rice and the beans, avocado. I can't wait to eat this. I'm starving. It smells so good in here too. Oh yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. Wow. This burger never lets me down. It's so good. Such a nice mix. I just love these bean burgers. I really hope you try them. And you can catch the full recipe on audreydunham.com. Just do a search for easy Southwest black bean burgers. If you decide to, please let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I would love to know what you think. And to see more recipes and videos, please click right here. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe by clicking right there. And if you'd like to know immediately, as soon as I post a video, be sure to click that bell so you get that notification.